New at 9, the places we miss most in St. Louis so often have to do with food. Fox 2's Andy Banker digs into why we have such a love affair with restaurants from days gone by.
Historic Al's Restaurant near the riverfront is so St. Louis. 5-star decor, 5-star food, and 5-star memories. But after nearly 100 years, we still have Al's. It's that long list of places we don't have anymore that leave a little grumble in the belly and maybe a little hole in the heart. Bush's Grove, do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That's where I had my wedding rehearsal dinner.
Oh, yeah.
I like Mauricio's.
Calico's. In Waterloo, the kids always went to Breezy Hill for pizza.
Garavelli's, the fish.
A place called Price's. They had a hamburger that was called a Nightmare. And it had all this like chili and cheese and stuff dripping all over it.
Almost sounds like the Parkmore, maybe Noah's Ark back in the day. How about the old big boys in Wright City? The names and places may come and go, but the bonds we forge over the food never do. Before the game, after the game, during the game, or maybe shopping with your sister.
Famous bar downtown. I'd meet her for lunch. We'd split a Reuben sandwich and have that French onion soup. The best in the world.
Rosino's, that's where I'd go with my brother. My brother's been gone 11 years now. We go over there and we have late night pizzas and a few beers and you know, just that, you know, that bonding moment of, you know, this over pizza and beer.
Filet mignon, $5. Retired St. Louis restaurant legends Ray Gallardo and Pat Hannon met as co-workers in the 60s at the original Cheshire Inn.
Casa Gallardo, that was my first restaurant that I opened up on my own.
And Bevo Mill.
They owned multiple places alone and together. Keeping them open was nonstop work. Closing them, a heartbreaker.
I feel like I'm coming to a funeral. These people are my friends. I was hugging my servers.
At Patrick's, I had a couple customers that actually met each other there and wound up getting married.
The food, the atmosphere, the people that work there. It's just a second home, so to speak.
I started saying that where memories are made.
Joe Sanfilippo owned restaurants in West County and downtown after being raised in a restaurant family. His parents owned Franco's and Antonio's in Belleville and Cahokia.
You would come to Filippo's or San Filippo's because you wanted to make a memory with your family. And then your family became an extension of our family.
And that's really why we still pack places like Crown Candy Kitchen after 110 years.
When you come somewhere for so long, like even the people that work here become family. Like they call you by name, like Cheers. You want to go where everybody know your name.
And we're always glad we came. Andy Banker, Fox 2.
New at 9, a young woman nearly shot to death while she was pregnant shares her story with Fox 2's Andy Banker. 4 years after the shooting, she is learning to heal and spreading 3 words.
My mom always told me, if you smile, a lot of people won't know.
You see Daisha George now, and you would never know what she's been through. Nearly 4 years ago to the day here on Lucille near Riverview, she was 15 years old, 9 months pregnant when she was shot 5 times. Now, her life hasn't magically transformed since then. She credits something called UNGUN, UNGUN.
I got shot on a Wednesday. I lost my mama on a Friday.
She says her mom had ALS and lost hope after what happened to her.
It was just a lot, depression, postpartum, just a lot of everything. Anger built up because I couldn't talk to her anymore. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have nobody. And it kind of hurt. It hurt.
Repeated fights and skipping classes at Soldan High School nearly kept her from graduating. UNGUN's founder says trauma like Daisha's been through breeds anger, and it comes out one way or another.
That is one of the reasons that people are picking up firearms. So if we address it and we build a stage and an opportunity for them to talk about it, we can help them ungun that and bring those things forward and up and out of their mind, body, and spirit. They pick a stick.
The simple act of picking a colored stick that corresponds to a student's state of mind is a starting point, a signal that someone cares. It opens the door to UNGUN's 3 steps for beating back the trauma of gun violence, a takeoff on stop, drop, and roll for fires.
Find 3 words that would also tell you what to do when your brain is on fire. Chaos happens, trauma hits, We need you to stop, breathe, and think.
That changed me so much. I don't know what I would have did without Dr. Marty, man.
Daisha did graduate last spring. She's now working with Ungun and raising her daughter, Damori, who also survived that shooting and shares her mother's smile, which is no longer only there to hide the pain. Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.
We have an exclusive look tonight at growing tensions over fair pay for disabled workers. Fox News' Andy Banker takes us inside a workplace in Breese, Illinois, where workers and their loved ones are against an effort to raise their pay. Enjoy!
The clanging of pipe clamp assembly. It's like a symphony for the close to 70 developmentally disabled workers at the not-for-profit Community Link in Breese, Illinois. The average pay, about $6 an hour.
I like working with people. I like the people around us.
To lose this productivity and this sense of pride, it would just be a crime.
There is now a push at the state capitol in Springfield for the Dignity in Pay Act. It would require all workers to be paid the state minimum wage, currently $13 an hour. The workers here now qualify for a federal 14C exemption. They're paid for the work they complete in 5 hours, be it 20 brackets or 1,000. Opponents of the act say employers won't hire the less productive workers for minimum wage, workers who are now thriving with every paycheck, big or small. Take Mark and David, lifelong best friends, housemates, and co-workers. But David works a little faster than Mark. He put together about 400 of these brackets in the first 2.5 hours. Mark did about 100.
He always tells my husband, I go to work just like you. He bought a lunchbox like my husband's because he said, that's what people do, we work.
The companies that bring the work here, that gap between minimum wage and sub-minimum wage, if that's not subsidized, then there could be a gap in services where we have to tell these guys, you can't work right now.
They don't get the dignity of working for a job. They're happy working here. You don't find anybody that's not happy while they're doing this.
What's the best part every 2 weeks, payday or working?
Payday.
David's also been to Springfield to tell lawmakers to keep the music going here. Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.
First on Fox, Fox 2 cameras catch thieves looting the former Famous Bar building in downtown St. Louis, where there are also rising concerns about fire.
And all of this comes days after Fox 2's Andy Banker broke the story of the historic building being condemned. Here is his exclusive follow-up report, new at 10.
Look at this, a couple of Christmas ornaments from the Macy's Famous Bar days. They hit the ground when someone crawled out of this hole with crates of wiring and other items. Last week we showed you the building was condemned, new boarding was put up. Now we can tell you it's not working. This was about 7:30 in the morning. You see someone rolling what appear to be bundles of wire through the hole. Around noon, I saw someone else crawl out.
Saw you crawl out of there.
He told me he was just getting out of the rain. About 30 minutes later, the same man, now wearing a coat, took a large box from the building with items spilling onto the sidewalk. He made another trip into the building and came out pulling a large crate full of wires. He then made trips with each load to the Convention Center Metrolink station 3 blocks away. We alerted police. There was more activity minutes earlier.
Saw a guy walking down with a big copper pipe and God knows what else. It looks like a bunch of tools that he took from somewhere.
The day before, we saw a team of police and firefighters come out through the hole. They were assessing the building's fire suppression equipment, such as sprinkler systems. People who have been getting into the building recently have been starting fires.
They set little campfires in there.
There was some evidence that some smaller warming fires, if you will, had been utilized in the building. So obviously, that's a concern for the fire department, and another reason why it's good that our members were able to get inside, take a look around.
All of this comes only a week after the city's building division ordered an emergency board up of the 110-year-old architectural gem of more than 1 million square feet, occupying an entire block and a place in St. Louis's heart from times when things were different here. Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.
Only on Fox tonight, big news downtown, and we mean big. Fox 2's Andy Banker shows us the big new work that's transforming downtown's last stop for drivers heading east.
I'm about to go up a little bit.
A 25 by 100-foot mural rising in one of St. Louis's most overlooked and yet most prominent spots.
Last Missouri exit being so kind of familiar. It's kind of broken into linear segments so that as you pass by it, it sort of reveals itself kind of rhythmically.
Somebody turns a corner, in this case, comes down an exit ramp, and it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? And that alone just enlivens people. You know, whatever mood they were in before, instant change. Okay, so let's go back up.
Artist William LaChance and painter Robert Fishbone are painstakingly carrying out LaChance's vision of using about 100 contrasting shapes and colors to transform a storage building directly across the interstate from Busch Stadium as part of a new lineup of downtown murals from Greater St. Louis, Inc., the group that promotes economic growth in St. Louis.
Downtowns are not made with one or two big projects. They're made with literally hundreds, eventually over years, thousands of singles and bunts and doubles and triples.
Art and culture is the way you do that.
When murals are really effective, they're painted somewhere almost where they don't belong. As anonymous as you think it might be, when you get here, you begin to recall all of the trips downtown for whatever reason.
LaChance and Fishbone expect to be finished here by the end of June. The working title for this mural, The Last Missouri Exit, of course. In downtown St. Louis, Andy Banker, Fox 2 News.